Welcome, dear viewers, to Whatever You Need, your window into the dazzling, unpredictable world of celebrity hearts and hidden emotions. Tonight, we delve deep into a story that began beneath the blinding lights of the Rome Film Festival, a night meant for cinema and celebration, yet one that transformed into an unforgettable emotional storm. Before we step into this web of passion, pride, and silence, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Whatever You Need, and tap the join button to support our growing family. Let's explore the tale that turned the spotlight away from fame and toward the fragility of human emotion. The Rome Film Festival shimmered like a constellation of fame. Beneath the velvet canopy of lights, as the press cameras flashed relentlessly, one name murmured through the crowd again and again: Can Yaman. But for once, it wasn't his cinematic triumphs or television charisma that captivated the world. It was the unmistakable tension that lingered behind his smile. Hand in hand with the graceful Sara Bluma, Yaman seemed to embody perfection. Sara's sapphire gown flowed like liquid moonlight, her steps poised and serene, though her eyes betrayed the pulse of quiet unease. As the couple paused before the cameras, reporters declared them Italy's new dream pair. Yet destiny, it seemed, had chosen that very night to write a different script. A single question, asked amid laughter and applause, would alter the course of their love story. Demet is an extraordinary woman. When a journalist unexpectedly mentioned Demet Özdemir, the room stilled for a fraction of a second. The question was simple, an inquiry into Demet's recent success at Cannes, but the air grew thick as Yaman hesitated. Then came the words, tender yet trembling: Demet is truly an extraordinary woman. I admire her work and her discipline. I believe she will succeed even in Hollywood. They were professional words, perhaps harmless in isolation. But the flicker of emotion in his eyes betrayed something unspoken, a reminiscence, a ghost of feeling. And in that moment, one person felt her world shift: Sara Bluma. Witnesses later described the scene backstage as a storm waiting to erupt. Sara's smile had vanished, her composure crumbled. "You humiliated me," she was heard shouting, her voice sharp enough to slice through the air. "What do you mean, that woman is still special?" Can Yaman's reply came measured and low: "Sara, you misunderstood me, it was professional." But no explanation could mend the fracture that had formed. Sara's bag hit the marble floor, tears welled in her eyes. With a trembling voice, she whispered her final line in the act of their relationship: "Keep living in the past, Can. I won't be an extra in this story." Then she disappeared into the glittering crowd, leaving silence where love had once been. I stayed silent, but I won't stay silent anymore. By morning, Rome's serenity was shattered by the roar of social media. Sara Bluma broke her silence with a chilling Instagram post. "Respect is everything. If someone can speak with such admiration about their past, that relationship is already over. I stayed silent before, but I won't stay silent anymore." The statement spread like wildfire. Hashtags trended. Comment sections became battlefields of opinion. Some defended Sara's dignity, others accused her of overreacting. And in the eye of that digital storm stood Can Yaman, mute, unreadable, and alone. For several days, he vanished from public view. The paparazzi eventually caught him walking through Rome's misty streets, solitary and pensive. When asked about the breakup, he simply said, "Sometimes silence is the best answer." It was a sentence that sounded less like a defense and more like a confession. And then, one morning, without warning, he posted a black and white photo on Instagram. His caption read only, "Some things can't be explained, they must be experienced." The image, a solitary figure walking into the fog, spoke volumes. Within minutes, the post gathered hundreds of thousands of likes. To some, it was a poetic apology to Sara. To others, a coded message to Demet Özdemir. Either way, Yaman's silence had become its own language, a voice of restraint in a world that thrives on exposure. Before we continue deeper into this unfolding story, a small reminder: if you're captivated by tales of love, fame, and fragile hearts, subscribe to Whatever You Need, and support us by clicking the join button. Your encouragement keeps us bringing you the stories that lie beneath the spotlight. As Italy buzzed with speculation, Turkey waited for one voice to break through the noise: Demet Özdemir herself. Fresh from her international triumphs, Demet had remained quiet, her focus seemingly elsewhere. But after Rome's events, she too chose silence as her weapon. Then came a single post that rippled across continents, a photo of her by the sea, coffee in hand, captioned simply, "Some pasts are only remembered with a smile." Those words landed like an earthquake. The Italian media hailed it as Demet's elegant reply. Turkish tabloids declared, "The past speaks again." Fans dissected every word, every punctuation mark, as if each contained the key to an unfinished love story. Was it nostalgia? Forgiveness? Or a subtle declaration that some stories never truly fade? Yes, I still love him. But love isn't enough. Days later, Sara Bluma appeared on a televised interview, no longer fiery but fragile. When asked whether she still loved Can Yaman, she paused, her breath catching before she answered, "Yes, I still love him. But sometimes love isn't enough. If a woman doesn't learn to respect herself, love becomes a prison." The studio fell silent. Her voice trembled, but her words stood firm. It was not vengeance that spoke now, it was resolve. Across Italy and Turkey, audiences felt a quiet empathy for a woman reclaiming her dignity amid heartbreak. In an almost poetic twist, fate placed both Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir back in the same city. He was filming Sandokan, the high-budget Italian adventure series. She was working on a European Netflix production. And then came the rumor that ignited the gossip columns once again: Can and Demet are staying at the same hotel in Rome. Nothing was confirmed, yet a hotel staff member allegedly whispered, "I saw them both in the elevator." That single sentence fueled weeks of speculation. Could an old flame be rekindled? Or was destiny merely teasing the idea of what might have been? She loves her past, not me. Finally, Sara Bluma's last public words appeared in another haunting post. Losing a woman sometimes means not being able to make peace with your past. She loves her past, not me. And I will no longer be part of that story. Shortly after, Can Yaman deleted every photo from his social media accounts, leaving only a black screen with one word: restart. It felt like a symbolic closure, a digital funeral for what once was. Yet, in the quiet corners of the internet, fans refused to let go. "This isn't the end," some wrote. "True love doesn't vanish, it just transforms." Months have passed and still, the memory of that night in Rome lingers like perfume in an empty room. Three hearts entwined in a story neither fully lived nor completely forgotten. Can Yaman, silent yet expressive. Sara Bluma, wounded but dignified. Demet Özdemir, serene yet hauntingly present. Together they have written a love triangle that transcends tabloids. It has become a modern myth. And as we step back from the glitter of fame and the noise of rumor, one truth emerges: some stories don't end, they echo. Thank you for watching and sharing this emotional journey with us on Whatever You Need. If this story moved you, please like, comment below with your thoughts. Do you think Can and Demet still share unfinished feelings? Or was Sara right to walk away? Don't forget to subscribe and join our community for exclusive updates and deeper dives into the lives that shape the world of fame, passion, and second chances. Until next time, this is Whatever You Need, where every story hides a heartbeat.